Andrew Tate. So,
everywhere.
We all know that Andrew Tate is in a Romanian prison right now, being held for, well, see, the thing in Romania is you can be held without charge, I think for an indefinite amount of time. In America, that would suck, right? Like, if you were in America, you can't just hold somebody indefinitely without charging them. But he is not in America. He specifically wanted to go to Romania because of their laws. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to feel bad for him a little bit.
This is probably 40% of the reason I moved to Romania, because in Eastern Europe, none of this garbage flies. If you're going to go to the police and say he raped me back in 1988, they're going to say we should have done something about it then. If you go to the police and say he raped me yesterday, say, okay, if you got physical evidence, or is there CCTV proof? Where'd it happen? Okay, let's go interview him right now. And if it wasn't really rape, I'd say, we went to the club, we got drunk, she agreed to go back to my house, we started having sex, and then we carried on having sex, and then we had sex, and she didn't say anything wrong, and then she texted me afterwards, and I didn't text back, and now she's saying I raped her. The police would be like, okay, she's an idiot, bye. But no, not in the West. In the West, you can tell them that exact story, you're still fucked. You're fucked in the West. When people say, why did you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say, to do what I want. I like being free. And if you're a man living in England or Germany or America or any of the Western world right now, you've decided to live in a country where any woman, any ex, any fucking bitch who works at Greg's who you bought a pasty from, at some point in the future can destroy your life. This Me Too era bullshit has not protected women. It's just destroyed the safety of men. Right now, I currently live in Romania, and everyone goes, why Romania? Are you Romanian, or is your family Romanian? Woke up one day and said, I cannot live in this kind of, I will not live under a government that will do this to me when I've done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of like he walked in to this dick first. And by dick, I mean head, because he is the penis head man we're talking about today, Andrew Tate. Vice actually went to Andrew and Tristan Tate's, I guess you can call it a compound, in Romania, shortly before he was arrested. And they released their documentary after he was arrested. So you can tell by the view count here, 2.9 million in 3 weeks, that is doing pretty well. So I haven't seen this, but I think we should watch it together. Here is Vice's report on the dangerous rise of Andrew Tatum. Tatum.
Do you ever wonder why some people who you've never heard of before all of a sudden appear everywhere?
Andrew! No, it's only this asshole. Literally only him.
Tate! Andrew Tate is an Anglo-American kickboxer turned influencer whose extreme misogynist videos have helped make him the most viral man in the world.
Bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch!
On December 29th, he and his brother were arrested by Romanian police as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation.
The Matrix has attacked me.
A few months before their arrest, I was in Romania trying to get access to their so-called secret society, the War Room.
The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
Andrew Tate.
To get inside, I had agreed to endure a professional cage fight in Romania.
I know he's gonna lose, but wow, he's actually in there.
Along with 100 Tate superfans.
We shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs.
I need to grow, I need to get better, I need to evolve.
I'm not tough on myself. Nobody else will be. That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
This shiny hole. Hold on to it.
What I found out.
My plan was to sow.
Hold on to it.
What I found.
What the fuck is going? Is this a Jewish guy? Like, what is going on here?
Found out.
My plan was to sow anarchy.
Is that this recent arrest appears to be just the tip of the iceberg.
This is definitely a hit piece.
I don't care.
The real story.
We've clearly conquered the internet.
Began years ago.
There's not a single female complaining on the planet.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
My
Yes,
ex-boyfriend
I've seen a lot.
was radicalized by Andrew Tate. He was sweet and I guess vulnerable to being brainwashed by Andrew Tate and his cult.
People don't know what he's done.
Oh shit.
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time before he pops up on your newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump. He's been called the king of toxic masculinity.
He has said that rape victims should, quote, bear responsibility for being raped.
We're about to enter his compound in Romania, which was raided earlier this year as part of the rape and human trafficking investigation that led to his arrest in 2022.
Is that true that you sequestered an American girl?
She's not even pretty. This girl's average. She's ugly. I don't have time for this bullshit.
What about the rape accusation?
That's not true at all.
I love how his defense is like, she's not even fucking pretty. She's ugly. Like, what? So you're saying that if she was cute, you know, if there is a level of attractiveness in which Andrew Tate would rape. I guess that's good to know. I think that's already known, though.
Hello, is this Andrew Tate's house? I'm Matt.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Just a second to have a confirmation from Mr. Tate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you just let me know when we're allowed.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you.
This place is giant.
All right, I want you to notice the armed security, okay? So theoretically, in the lawsuit, these would be the guys that are keeping the women inside the house.
Allowed.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you.
This place is giant.
Yeah, I can give you a quick tour. I can't show you a lot of it. A lot of it's like off limits, but I can show you some of it. Gee, come bite them. Show them how scary you are.
Is this the normal level of security you have for your house every day, or is this just for us?
This is the normal level of security I have in my house every day. I'm prepared for all eventualities. I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers University.
For $49 a month, Andrew Tate's online Hustlers University promises to teach his millions of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to drop shipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Is this a sharp sword, or is it kind of a decorative sword?
I did a Tate speech about why I have this sword. A Tate speech is like my YouTube channel, Tate Speech.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the #1 problem with the world is that not enough men walk around their houses with swords.
Mm-hmm. That's up there for sure.
Because if more men walked around their houses with swords, so many of the world's issues could be fixed. But you have to extrapolate it.
Okay.
For example, so the woman panics, she sees something on TV, the man comes home, she's like, oh, we gotta start wearing a mask, da-da-da. If the man walked around with a sword, and she's like, put a mask on, he'd be like, I'm brave, I don't need a mask, I'm a commander. Fuck you. It's just a symbol of empowerment. You got your...
With that sword, you can slay every virus that caused COVID before it enters your nose. You just cut them down like you're fucking... Duncan MacLeod from Highlander, or that one Asian dude who's basically like the real life Roni Kenshin, who like cuts fucking BBs and shit when they're shot at him.
You can see the piece go one way and the other one go that way. Oh, that was amazing.
It's like that guy, except with the COVID virus. And it's Andrew Tate cutting through the virus with his fucking sharp sword and his small peen.
Sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up. I
cut that bitch with the sword. Your wife says some shit, you just cut that bitch.
Decide what I do. Be quiet. Cook.
Andrew's unashamed, misogynistic, and violent views so far seem to match his YouTube persona. Andrew first appeared on our screens as a reality TV star.
I've never been in a situation in my life so far in my 21 years where I really wanted something and didn't get it.
He had found an arena where controversial personalities thrive.
I have to manipulate a lot of people to win.
But something happened when Andrew was on Big Brother, one of the biggest reality TV shows of all time.
He had hair.
Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
He was reportedly removed from the program when a video surfaced of him slapping his ex-girlfriend and then beating her with a belt.
Hey, you stupid bitch. I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen?
Did I say listen? No. Did I say it?
Public outrage simmered down after Andrew released a video of his ex, claiming it was all part of a so-called kinky game.
It was just pure game. It's just what we used to do.
But what the public didn't know, and what we can now reveal, is that around the time that Andrew was playing Truth or Dare in the Big Brother pool, the UK police had informed the production company that he was under investigation for 2 incidents involving other women. One of rape, and a further of physical assault.
You know what they say? If you just start getting a ton of fucking allegations out the woodwork, then, you know, you're probably innocent of all of them, right? Is that what they say, or? I gotta rethink that.
In May 2021, Tate made reference to his arrest in an appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like,
wait, this is dumb hoe?
They didn't, but I'm gonna
I could listen to Tate stories all day without getting bored. Protect that man at all costs.
Anonymity, because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe.
During this same period, the Tate brothers were recruiting women for a webcam sex business and creating the first of their many online courses teaching other men how to do the same.
Did you at one point say that the girls who started as your girlfriends and then worked for the webcam industry, 100% of the profit goes to you?
I think in a lot of households in the world today, the man is in charge of the investments. I think that's not an uncommon thing. Tell me a view I have that you think is genuinely insulting or destructive to society. I'd like to hear it.
You prefer younger women who are 18 or 19 because you can leave an imprint on them?
No, when I say leave an imprint, I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to.
Yeah. Do you see? Like, you can leave an imprint on them. When you push back a little bit on Tate, he has nothing.
I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that, like, if I get her, I can brainwash her. I'm not trying to say that. If you meet a girl who's 22 and you're her second boyfriend, she's probably like a nicer person, less jaded, less upset, less suspicious.
So you like to be in a position of power?
It's not being in a position of power. It's about, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing.
Power.
But if you put yourself in a position to be raped,
it seems like it's power. Like, just not even to go back, but it seems like the only reason why you want somebody who's not as experienced is because they might be able to see through your baby bullshit a mile of fucking way, right? Like, I don't, if like Tate couldn't be a real pimp. Like, he couldn't be a pimp to some of these real hoes out here, bro. Like that bitch Latrice, ooh.
They're supposed to protect the hoe from situations of tricks if they can, if they're able to be paid and get there.
She would chew Tay up and spit him the fuck out. Okay? Like, you can't fuck with a real fucking, like, a real hoe, Tate. Even Blueface Barbie would fucking chew his ass up and spit him out. That's why you're in a Romanian prison right now, bruh. Because you can't even really handle a cam business properly without getting caught up by, like, the Romanian authorities, which you yourself admitted have, like, a laxed sort of law on, like human trafficking or whatever. And as laxed as it is, they got your ass.
About, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing, but if you put yourself in a position to be raped, then you should bear some responsibility for that.
Okay, so first, we agree that rape is a terrible thing. The point I'm trying to make is the best way to prevent yourself from being raped is to have a degree of personal responsibility and not put yourself in positions to be raped, as opposed to standing there saying that rape shouldn't happen or men raise our boys better. You know what else shouldn't happen? Robbery. I want the freedom to walk down the road with $1 million in cash.
Is it fair to compare the desire to walk around with £1 million in cash to someone wanting to just walk around their own city at night?
Well, female beauty is extremely valuable.
Of course, female beauty is extremely valuable in the eyes of men who seek to exploit it. But I have spoken to many women who complain about the effect Andrew's rhetoric is having on their lives. To protect them from harassment, I've agreed not to name them.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate to the point of threatening to release revenge porn unless I took back what I said on social media against his sexist, misogynistic views.
It's like a virus, the things that he's spreading. The scariest thing is, I have no idea if the next guy I meet could be an Andrew Tate fan. As a teacher.
Like, you have to vet men. Period. You vet them, okay? You have to vet the guys that you date. All right? And, if you're going for these dudes that are assholes, I mean, you're going to end up with assholes. This is the evolution of the asshole man, right? Like, it becomes Andrew fucking Tate. It becomes this dude that's like, okay, if women are going to be assholes, I'm going to be an asshole too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's definitely worrisome. There are boys who look up to him, especially those that are maybe vulnerable and they're sort of going to go into the real world carrying those violent views with them.
I'm 14. The boys at school my age think that it's okay to say horrible things like women are man's property and they get to do what they want with them. Makes me really disappointed in my generation.
Andrew's views represent a new era in modern misogyny.
Start talking to some bitches, saying me and my man are gonna fuck you.
Where you can now not only talk openly about subjugating and objectifying women, but doing so actually garners millions of committed fans.
They don't believe the level that you can operate at when you're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity. We're a brotherhood.
Wait. $44,497. What in the fuck?
You're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity. We're a brotherhood which is designed to inspire the best from our brothers. They have to have the mentality and the pedigree to survive. There's tests, and if you do them, you can stay inside.
At the top of Andrew's fraternity is a small group of wealthy and powerful men who all stand to gain significantly from the expansion of his empire. This inner circle is not happy that I'm here. After our testy exchange this morning, Andrew invites me to watch him train.
Have you ever boxed before?
No. But it turns out he's planning on teaching me a lesson.
Who's got spare gloves?
There you go. I appear to have unintentionally walked into a situation where Andrew Tate is going to train me how to box.
Punch me. Come on. Punch me. Knock out. Oh, look like you're bleeding already. It's only round one. We've only warmed up. Keep them on, bro. We've got 10 more rounds.
No fucking way.
I meet and get punched in the face by the inner circle of the War Room. In the world Andrew is creating, not only are women to be subjugated,
Sorry, that almost felt like I got knocked out.
but men defined by their capacity to inflict violence.
Okay. Tap out.
God
You
damn.
stopped. You were like, all right, pause, time out. Like if that were having a street fight, would someone stop? No, so
No.
that's your reaction. I need to fight back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, does he have a black eye?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
God damn, really? This dude is really just getting his ass
The War Room
whooped
is a
for this
network. We
story.
have 10 meetings a year. The next one's going to be in the mountains of Transylvania. You could do it, but I don't know, my friend, if you're prepared.
We've left Bucharest and we're driving into the Carpathian Mountains to meet Andrew and his inner circle for the War Room, which is going to involve something called the test.
I've made it into Andrew Tate's War Room, where 100 of his biggest fans have flown in from all across the world, each paying $5,000 to have their manhood tested by the one they refer to as Commander. None of us know what he has in store.
I welcome you all to the test. There is a cage fighting event, and every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. You will fight in the cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no for me.
You
That's
see the
gonna
look?
Be a hard no.
He looked up at the producer like, I can say no, right? I can I can say no. He's like, you're fucking doing this goddamn cage match. He's doing the cage match.
Learn a little bit more of what happens and then definitely pull out at some point.
Does anyone have any questions to ask me? There's no training before this fight. If you've been walking through life too lazy to fucking train, is that your problem or my problem?
Now look at the gut on fucking pink shirt over here. He's like, I paid fucking $5,000 just to get my ass kicked? Yeah, bruh. Bruh, he's got... Bruh, oh my God. All right.
I couldn't help overhearing some disagreement within the war room.
I think he wants to talk to you, wink, wink. What the hell are you doing? What's
It's gonna be fine, bro.
At the center of it all was Andrew's right-hand man, Iggy Semmelweis.
Hell no.
I will share with you my secrets.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest hypnotist in the world.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
And seemed to have an agenda that expanded beyond the war room itself into something larger and darker.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons. You will create legacies. Enjoying those juicy steaks, that finer scotch, those smoother cigars.
He refused to speak to us, but it's clear that he has a big role to play in whatever the war room's real agenda is.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
Welcome to the test.
Now is decision time. You are getting in the cage to fight a professional fighter who is trained to hurt you. Anyone who is fighting, please stand up. Anyone who is not fighting, you can stay seated, and we will begin the other program.
Just like that, a third of the room decides to get beaten up for Andrew Tate.
What happens to the people who said no?
We're doing something slightly different, describing the reasons they didn't do it, how that affects their life as a whole, whether they're gonna make any changes in the future to be more ready for opportunities. That's where honor comes from, right? From victory.
One of the men who said no agrees to speak to us as long as we hide his face.
Really, you're ashamed,
Why did
bro?
you say no?
I have been in the ring before, but just sparring. But I was like, fuck, professionals and Russians, like they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself, and I was angry at myself.
Wait, hold the fuck
I felt
on.
bad about my before, but just sparring. But I was like,
So I guess the guy whose face isn't blurred is like the Russian.
fuck, professionals and Russians, like they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself, and I was angry at myself because he came here to be tested.
Andrew Tate has obviously said a lot of kind of controversial things online. Yeah. What do you think about that?
A lot of things are very controversial, but I think the bottom of his message is a very, very positive one. Because if I'm not tough on myself, nobody else will be. Nobody really cares about me if I don't care about me, right? That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
Interviewing under the chaperone's supervision is proving restrictive.
Yeah?
No alpha craziness.
Who the fuck is this chaperone?
He's an animal, this one.
So we can't speak to anyone?
Okay.
Who is this mysterious chaperone?
Okay.
Hey, man.
Matt, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
I was wondering if we could have a little chat.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah?
good. Suits me, man. Brought over from Dubai.
Like most war room leaders, he has a sports car.
Do you want to do the interview in here?
Yeah, I don't see why not, man.
And like most people with a sports car, he's keen to show it off.
So, what do they call you?
In these circles, sartorial or the sartorial shooter. I'm one of the guys who manages organizational risk and security for the war room. So anyone with any criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with...
Wait.
Or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out. Criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things.
Racist? Isn't Andrew Tate himself sexist? Doesn't he believe that women are property, like he said multiple times? Doesn't he believe that you're supposed to make a woman fall in love with you, lure her to fucking Romania, take her passport away, and then make her get naked on camera for like sad 30-year-olds, like all across the planet? Because it kind of seems that way, right? Like, This is a sexist organization. You can't get rid of the racist people from the KKK. You can't get rid of the sexist people from the fucking, the Tate Goon Squad or whatever they're called. The War Room. Sounds so fucking stupid.
Out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with some of the things that Andrew, for example, says online?
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the War Room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me, ties into the very traditional values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot.
Traditional values are always masqueraded as either racism, as either being sexist. Traditional values are always something that's probably fucked up. Because, like, honestly, there's a reason why we don't do it that way anymore. Whatever fucking was going on, there's a reason we do not do it that way anymore. We have a better way. Like, this is like, you want to be top tier misogynist? Join the War Room. Like, come on.
A lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing. Pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't, she wants to pursue a career or something like that?
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the War Room, and what men here are seeking, is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings, and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling. Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command. My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the War Room.
This is the War Room of Andrew Tate.
Now, it's quite possible this next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
As the War Room members and I are bussed to the fight location, the world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer who's been accused of spreading rape
openly
culture.
condones and celebrates violence against women.
Hitting women. Kids are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please stop looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press. So they send an extra-friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the War Room experience.
Really?
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
No, really?
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Oh my God, this dude has the smallest dick you've ever seen in the world. If you introduce yourself as I'm Alpha Wolf, come on, bro. Come on, bro. She has to laugh a little bit when you take it out, right? She has to, because there's no way you could be overcompensating that. If you could name yourself anything, why Alpha Wolf? Because, like, isn't Tate the Alpha Wolf just by default?
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
So then, all right, Micro Wolf, let's do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself as a man, so take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your, goal for the fight?
Of course I'm gonna try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there who had the guts to come right here in the cage. If any one of them win one fight, is gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're a fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this fucking platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready? Round one.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings they've paid thousands of dollars for,
you're here to lose a little bit of blood.
Andrew Tate's future on social media is hanging in the balance, and the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this, but first I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I found myself
They gotta
in.
put on a cup, bro.
All right.
Yeah, good luck.
Let's go.
Give it up for Matt. Did I say it right?
I'm very excited for it. Now, as soon as the bell goes, Matt has passed the test. I know he's going to lose, but wow, he's actually in there. Let's go, buddy! Come on, Matt!
Whatever's going on behind the scenes, watching me get chased around
Come on,
puts a
throw a
smile
punch!
on Andrew's face.
Really?
Get stripped to the ground.
Throw a punch!
But that is it. The referee calls it. Hold on, Matt. He was unable to defend himself. I hate
God damn it.
I almost punched Matt myself when he was in my house. You know what? He's officially won me over. I can't believe he actually got in there.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
This shame hold on to it. Don't let it go.
So anyone who fought, you can put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have, probably.
Immediately, he went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train because I felt inadequate, right? So that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me.
Damn, bruh. He beat the shit out of you. God damn, you were one of the ones where it was just your head up and he was just clapping. Because look at all the fucking, bruh, look at all the bruises. Oh my God.
And I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me.
Didn't it feel like a movie the last few days? I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. We shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
I want to be known as one of the best fathers in the war room. I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck it up, Buttercup, if I don't say yes to this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid.
The smile on his face is like, I got $5,000 from each one of these dumbasses. Plus more if he sold cups and boxing gloves and shit.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000.
That's fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude
Wow, okay, so we're seeing a naked
the
girl here.
evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But
Naked, tons of pictures it looks like being taken.
once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed. With Andrew's team increasingly conscious of negative publicity, tonight could be the last chance to interview him.
Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've said, which have been viewed 11 billion times, may lead to an attitude towards women that could be harmful?
I accept that across all of that viewership, I have perhaps, possibly, maybe said one thing, or maybe two, that has upset a large range of people.
Wouldn't it make sense to just apologize for some of the things you've said, acknowledge that they have caused harm, and say that you won't say those things again?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to apologize for the edits of other people. I'm not going to apologize for the misunderstandings of other people. There's a whole bunch of clips people are making which make me look very bad. That's not good for my life. That's not good for business.
The clips that portray you in a negative light also help the algorithm to make you become more famous and more viral.
I'm not an expert on algorithms for social media platforms. I do not have most of them installed on my phone. I cannot control what a 15-year-old Singaporean decides to do when he chops me up and calls me names. I can't control that, and I wouldn't try to.
There has been a lot of bad press about you. That's made some nervousness within.
But even when you take him in context, right? his shit in context is so much worse, right? Like, he talks about meeting women, getting them to fall in love with you, flying them out, right, and then putting them up for sex work. He talks about cheating them on their taxes, right, telling them that taxes is super complicated. Let me handle your taxes for you, and then you take basically 70% of her fucking income. You tell her it's a 50-50 split, but really you're giving her like 20, and then you take the 10 for tax. Like it's, he talks about ways he's scamming his women. He talks about how to keep women. He talks about how he can do it because women are dumb. Like, he fucking lays out everything fucking in a cohesive way, and then he wants to act like he's confused when he gets fucking locked up for Romanian sex crimes. Which, again, he went to Romania because they're supposed to be laxed when it comes to Me Too law or sex crime law, as he likes to fucking say, or sex trafficking law. And even them, with his self-proclaimed laxed laws, arrested his ass. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with him just talking so much shit about how Romania is just the sex fucking trafficking capital of the world. I don't think the Romanian, like, legal system like that. So they came down on you hard.
People are going to lose faith in you. The media has lost all credibility because you do not try and portray the truth anymore.
One thing that stands in the way of truth, for example, is when we often do documentaries, we have full access to speak to anyone we want. But in this documentary, we've been very closely watched by the sartorial shooter, Alpha Wolf, picking who we can speak to, you know, monitoring the interview. What is it that you're worried that we're going to find out?
These questions are so loaded and unfair. No. It's literally just straightforward. It's like, hey, I've done many documentaries, and usually we can talk to whoever. You guys have been keeping us on a very short leash. Is there something you guys are trying to hide from the public? His bitch boy comes from the right. Hey, listen, you're being unfair. You're being unfair. Go fuck yourself. Okay, go fuck yourself. The questions that are being asked, you know, need answers, my guy.
This is low. It's low. We let you in. We tried to take care of you, and you're sitting here and just attacking us for 3 hours, bro.
The world is asking these questions, and the viewers will be asking these questions.
It's a consistent leading question, it's a consistent narrative. Where's the question about the good he's doing for men? Well, there's a very clear narrative. I need to leave. Okay.
In the days afterwards, Tate is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
Of course he goes on Alex
Jones. It seems the deplatforming has worked.
Nah.
But then, he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you, but you don't.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him, and rebrands the Hustlers University as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone.
Wow.
Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying, Andrew hit me. Zero.
You know what? The second part is lies. But the first part, there are no charges, is correct. But the Romanian judicial system does not need charges to hold your bitch ass. I keep telling you this. You do not need to be brought up on charges to be held by the Romanian judicial system. And they can continuously hold you for 30-day continuances for up to 180 days, bruh. So, yeah. I'm just saying, man. Maybe don't talk shit about, you know, your human trafficking and then get surprised when you get arrested for human trafficking. I'm just saying, that might be a smart move.
No women are coming forward saying, Andrew hit me. Zero.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Andrew maintains that he has never abused a woman. But when we get back from Romania, we finally manage to speak to some women from his past. Amelia began seeing Andrew in 2013.
Ooh.
Due to fear of harassment from his fans, she is withholding her real name.
I always knew, even from back in the day, there was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went around his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we'd gone on dates, we started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back. He said, I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not. And I promise you, within an instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive, to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, wow. Who do you belong to? Who do you belong to? And the more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me. So I couldn't see an escape. And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up. And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal. So I'm like, maybe I did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, please don't.
This fucking piece of fucking shit. Wow. This, yeah, dude. Fuck Tate. Like, this is the guy that they're trying to defend. This is the guy that you have chicks like Just Pearly, or whatever her fucking name is, trying to defend. Like, I don't understand how this can be a man that you want to fucking perpetuate. It makes no sense.
And he told me, shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? When you look back, the psychological warfare you have with yourself is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn words.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
The abuse wasn't consensual because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking...
See, this isn't some sort of like kink. This isn't some sort of like, oh yeah, we like things a bit rough in the bedroom. You're sending her messages gloating to her about your fucking abuse. You're a goddamn monster.
Loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Every few months, Andrew would send me on a different number messages to remind me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics to make sure I wouldn't go anywhere, go to the police, wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life.
God.
In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from a police officer from Hertfordshire Police. She said to me, we have 2 other girls that have come forward and said the exact same thing as you. would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger? And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's 2 other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is also withholding her real name.
Of course. Of course, because all of these fucking crazy assholes are just like the fucking... All these crazy incel assholes are just like the fucking crazy ass Alex Jones people who were fucking going against the fucking Sandy Hook parents. Like, if you speak out, or even if something terrible happens to you, like from somebody who has a large enough crazy fucking fan base, they're gonna attack you, regardless of if you're the victim or not. They're gonna attack you. You're not looking for money, you're not looking for anything but justice, and they're gonna fucking attack you. Amazing.
Last night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous. Then that night, we were just sitting on the bed and Andrew punched me in my arm. I went to the bathroom and cried. It really, really hurt to have someone just hit me in the arm for no reason. I was very confused. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to cry.
It's okay.
So then when I came out of the bathroom, he was super, super nice. Like, from what I remember, Andrew didn't have any alcohol at all. It was literally just me. That night we cuddled and we ended up having sex and I was really, really drunk. That was my first night. Then it was kind of like every single night I would work.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
He used to strangle us as well. There was another time when he came into the bedroom, me and the other girl, we would sleep in the same bed with Andrew, but at this time the girl had a partner, so she was not interested in Andrew at all. And I had gone to the shower, I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And when he threatened to beat me up in the bathroom and he said, oh, I don't give a fuck if you call the police, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's kind of when I knew, you know, I had to get out of there. I stopped working for Andrew about March, April time, and I went to the police shortly after that. Nothing was done, really. The other girl that he had raped, she went to the police, and then that's when they arrested him and took him into custody for like 2 days. When Andrew was arrested, we were taken in for a proper interview, and it kind of just got left. I would send emails asking them to update, I'd hear nothing back.
When we reached out to Hertfordshire Police about this, they had this to say. We acknowledge that there were some delays to the investigation. This was addressed at the time and apologies were made. The decision to prosecute based on the police's evidence would be up to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, oh, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence.
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really, really difficult to prove rape. Very difficult.
The Crown Prosecution Service said in this case we carefully reviewed all the evidence provided by the police regarding each complainant and concluded it did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction. In the UK, only 1 in 100 reported rapes result in a charge, let alone a conviction. In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied the assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me." Sally said the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
They clearly didn't think that a text from a man So CPS, apparently, that's not enough. I did the bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell, 4 years of absolute hell, going through an investigation without anyone knowing, and basically to do it alone was all a waste.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations.
Wow.
The Romanian investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the Loverboy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire celebrity? Or is it the women who claim they were abandoned by the system?
Women, I vote women. Ding, 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 women.
You know, you see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and he's their idol and stuff, and that's so difficult to see. There are better role models out there. Don't be fooled by all the money and the nice cars and all the women. Working on yourself and becoming a better man and better mindset, yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
I agree with that sentiment. Real men do not lay hands on women.